Hello and welcome to the theElpyDimension. I am your guide, Elpy, and this is mixed worm bin number 1 that we haven't been in 63 days. Yeah, 63 days. We got some worms, babies and bigger worms on this bubble mailer. Really, the bubble mailer needs, there's 2 in here, but okay, where are we gonna put this? Hold on. Okay, so last I knew, this is at about 70, roundabout. Maybe the material's at like 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty dang warm for a worm bin. Not that it's a problem for these guys, but okay. Now, I left off June 7th was the last time we were in here, and I left off with needing to harvest. I think I recall that I harvested a portion of the material, which I'm betting, well, I fed over there then. If the thermometer was over there, that's where I fed. This is all pretty fresh castings. You know, you look at the material, tells me that this is from them eating this paper. And I remember I was just putting strips of paper in here, as you can see. Yep, this is all new. Because there's shredded paper over here. Okay. See, things have not, they do not dry out without me. Okay. The spiders in this bin haven't seen me in so long, and they're like, what's going on? Yes, we got a lot of worms over here. Not a ton for this bin, so hopefully that's not indicative of, you know, after 63 days. It's kind of been messing up my bins this year. How I'm managing them is throwing a lot off. I've had a lot of moisture problems and haven't been quite as active since the gardening season started. So now I'm like, where'd that even leave me in terms of harvesting? I think I did just grab a bunch of castings last time, and just whatever worms came with, they came with, and they went into, I haven't used all those castings yet, so that's not why I'm in here. I'm in here because I need to be. But yeah, all those worms that went with the last harvest were put in the outdoor compost. So I might just go ahead and harvest this stuff. Nice little collection of worms over here. Yeah, this stuff looks pretty good. I know we were dealing with some serious moisture issues. It's dense, but when I actually get into it, it crumbles pretty easily. So it's not that, it's not wet. It's moist. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and take these pieces are from some Keurig cups that said they're commercially compostable. So I put them, you know, like those pods, and they definitely become very brittle. So they do break down, it appears. Mango pit. All right, so we are just, I have a 2-gallon bucket over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop. Not worried about the worms I take. They may or may not be returned. Well, there's kind of a lot there, so maybe I will pick some of them out. Okay. It's not the worst thing to remove worms and let the worms go ahead and breed some more worms. Okay, now the question is, I do have material, new material that I can put in place for this harvest. So I don't know if I have enough to, because I was thinking about feeding a couple other worm bins while I'm down here. Don't have time to do all of them today. Well, really, if I want to help myself with the time aspect of things, I shouldn't bother picking out any worms. Okay. Then we'll have a look-see at I wanted to have all this harvested in like March, and now it's August. Oh man. I would not have predicted that back then, that it would take me this long. Okay. Alright, so we've got almost a 2-gallon bucket full again of castings. Let's have a look at let's have a look at the rest of this material, because let's see, how do I want to do this? I guess I was gonna put new material here and even some of this stuff, and then I'm like, no, you know what? Put the old stuff back over here. And we'll keep adding new stuff to the left. Okay. This is our piece of wood. Oh wait, that stays with the new stuff. Okay. All right. How much more old stuff do we have? solid. Yeah, the moisture content, texture of this stuff is great though, so I guess the time is really what I needed to let these castings dry up, because now they're much better. Kind of wish I had something to use as a divider. Wonder if I've got a paper bag that I can more easily, at least just something, more for myself than anything at this point. Hold on. Okay, it's not like a sturdy divider by any means, but I think what I'll do is, there we go, just kind of stabilize it. And we got so much of just this paper. But adding all this paper really helped. This is very necessary. So now let's check out what I think was the feeding zone from 64 days ago. I can tell that this stuff is moist, just barely. Just barely. It's drier than even wrung out sponge. And it does seem the population in here is not. That was from the melon. I have another whole honeydew rotten melon for them. Yeah, this population, I know I've removed worms. You know, in the last 2 harvests from here, but the population looks nothing like it normally does, so I'm a little concerned about that. Because this is always a really large population. It's not really looking that way right now. Not at all. So, commercially compostable gloves, supposedly, for those who haven't been here and heard that before. And I know that by commercially compostable, that means they most likely are subjected to some kind of heat treatment. But I'm still just testing it out. Yeah, so I'm not pleased with the numbers I see. And I did just currently harvest, so I did just take out a bunch of worms, but I feel like, did I really take out that many though? You know? But this stuff is pretty dry by my typical standards. So, what I just harvested and what I put over here is gonna be the last of the harvest from this bin. Because, I mean, I think that's done. So, what I'm gonna do is just put bunch of this stuff down and around, because here's our whole very rotting honeydew melon. Actually, like I said, I've got a bunch of shredded paper ready to use in here, but from the looks of it, I've got enough material here to not need any more, since I'm... The thing is, shoot, I really do want to, because I want to add water since this stuff is so dry. You know, it's a great... Well, okay, let's start over, LP. This is perfect consistency for harvesting. This stuff is not perfect for the worms. So I really want to wet this down more for them, but I do not want this to get wet. So I think I'm not going to add moisture, because I need to get this stuff out first, and I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to let some more of these worms move over, and I probably will actively pick worms out of what I just harvested, since this population is down so much. And yeah, I'll wait, and that's going to add... That melon's going to add a lot of moisture, which again is not good for me over here. But so that's why I'm not adding for their sake over here, because this stuff isn't dry, but I want it to be more wet. Once I get this out, next time I come in here, it's definitely going to be next week. Next time I come in here, we're going to harvest all of this. And then I'll have new material, and finally this whole bin will be officially harvested and starting over. But yeah, all right, well, cool. I'm not, again, kind of bummed about the numbers, the population level, but it's not the end of the world. And like I said, I did just take a whole bunch out. I did just take a whole bunch out. So we'll make a point to return them. Sometime soon. Okay, all right. Thank you so much for your time and your interest. I know we got a big gap over there. This is weird. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be safe. Be well. Bye for now.